Hotep, Shalom, Namaste. Hello, everybody, and today I want to talk to you and teach you about how you can become your perfect version, your greatest version. We can all be greater. We can all be perfect. Don't believe the lie that you are who you are and you can't change it. You can always be something greater. You can always be something better. And today I'm going to teach you how to become that. There are many roads to Rome. There are many paths that lead to the kingdom, and each path is very narrow because it comes with righteousness, self sacrifice. And today I'm going to teach you how to get to the kingdom through one of these roads, and that road is the seven rights of life. All life around you, whether it can be seen or unseen, whether it can be known or unknown, all things have seven rights that all life must respect. When you respect others, you get respect in return. It's the same thing with the law. Yahushua in Siddhartha tells us no man should transgress the law, which is love, wisdom, and generosity. No man should transgress the law. Respect the law. That is authority, proper authority. That is God. Now, with that being said, brothers and sisters, the seven rights is based off your chakras. Okay, I've been meditating on this for a while now. Okay, but to understand anything, you must have an open mind, a clear conscience. Don't accept what I tell you because I'm telling you this. Meditate on it, pray on it, think on it, concentrate on it on your own time, and then you will come to the conclusion. You will come to the realization that this is the truth. Don't accept it because I'm telling you. Let everybody learn their own path first. Now, anyway, all life on earth have seven rights. All life on this earth have rights that must be obeyed by everybody else, whether it's an animal, an insect, or a bug. I'm going to teach you these seven rights. I'm going to take you one by one to these seven rights that all life has, okay? The first right that must be respected, that must be obeyed, that is the fundamental right of all life, is the first right here to the left. This is the root chakra. And the first right is the right of life. All life on earth must be respected. Everything has the right to live. That is the first right of life. These are the fundamental, elemental facts of everything. These I didn't make this up. This comes from the law. This comes from God itself. Now, with that being said, all life on earth must be respected, whether it's a bug, an animal, an insect, a lion, a zebra, a pit bull, a pedophile, a rapist, a killer, a murderer. All life must be respected. You must respect the life of that person. You should never take a life, period. Never take a life because all life is precious and God lives within all things. So when you step on an ant, you killed a God. When you kill a cow because you're hungry, you killed a God. When you chop up a pig because you love bacon, you killed a God. That pig, that cow, that ant, they all have the right to experience life just as you are. They all have the right to go on about their day just like you are. They all have the right to be happy and free, to live in liberty just like you are. What gives you the right to destroy something else because you're greater than it? If that's the case, an alien can come down and kill you because he's greater than you. Karma is real. Keep killing these animals and you will understand what I'm saying. The only time, the only time you should take a life, the only time you should ever take a life is when your life itself is in jeopardy. That murderer I was talking about, if he walk up on you and he's ready to take your life, then you have the right to defend yourself and kill if need be. But you do not go out and take another man's life because he has on the wrong colors, because he's a Democrat, because he's a Muslim. because he's not a Muslim. You do not have that right to take that person's life. If you don't believe me, go ahead and watch. You'll see the law will come down on you. You can you can be a better person. You don't have to take someone's life to prove any points to nobody. To take anyone's life just to taste its flesh is sickening. It's murder. It's death. That's destruction. You do not violate no one's right. That's what it's called. When anybody goes against the rights, it's called a violation. You never go against somebody's right to live. Everybody, everybody has the right to live. And let me see if I can go here real quick. I want to show you some more. Don't worry about everything else. We're going to focus on the rights. And then later we can, we'll learn about the rest. But the right to be and the right to have is very fundamental of the first right. Nobody can take that away from you. So don't let nobody come to you and tell you what you can and cannot do, who you can and cannot be. You have the right to live your life. Be a good person and you stand up for what is right. You always protect the innocent. Always go after the little ones who have nothing in this world. The orphans, the widows, they have nothing in this world. It was taken from them. So you be the man. You be the righteous person, the virtuous person, and you stand up for these people. Now, right here, right, a little research I've done. Uh, the right to live, the right to be, the right to have. These are compliances of the rights to live. All entities have the right to live. All entities have the right to be secured and safe. All entities have the right to own possessions. However, you do not have the right to own um, animals, dogs, cats. If anybody ever owned a dog or a pet, you must treat them better than they would have been in the wild. Because if you own a dog and you neglect that dog, that means that dog was better off being in the wild. He was better off being in his natural habitat. And for you to disturb that destiny of him being in his natural habitat and then put this pain and stress and suffering on him, you have incurred sin. Now, the violations is of the seven of the first right is do not kill, do not steal, do not be reckless. Owning other entities as property, I just said that, which is slavery, is a violation. Kidnapping is a violation because you cannot or you do not have the right to own anything as property, even a plant. You have no right to own anything as property, especially if it's living. If you didn't make it with your own hands, it's not yours, no matter how much you desire it to be. Owning nature as possessions. Also, never tell another where they can or cannot go. Why? That is the right to be. They have the right to be where they want. No one owns this land. America can't tell Mexicans and Canadians where they can and cannot go. The Europeans cannot tell the Arabs where they can and cannot go. This world was meant for everybody. But at the same time, you must respect people's personal space. Never tell an entity what they can or cannot be. Never force someone to be something they don't want to, or never hide what a being could be. If a man could be a great person, like you, for an example, if I have the knowledge or if I have the power to help you be a better person, I can't hide that from you. That's not right. If you want to change your ways, I cannot hide that from you. That would be a violation of the right to be. And we must all respect these rights. If everybody came to the same conclusion, to the same understanding that we should all respect and love one another, the world would be a way better place than what it is now. We wouldn't have to worry about murder, death, destruction, killing, and kidnapping and wickedness running around. We wouldn't have to worry about illegal immigration because everybody would be one family. But since you have pride and you have tribes, you will always have people who would want to destroy others for the sake of their own personal gain. Now, to the next is the right to feel. Let's see, I don't think I have a lot of time. So I'm going to do two. I guess I can do all seven. We can see the right to feel. The right to feel is basically you have the right to feel as you please. And also, the right to feel is dominated by the sacral chakra. Let me go to the notes. The sacral chakra is Vam, the Savasthana. And the right of the sacral chakra is to feel, to emote. Nobody can tell you how you can or cannot feel or what you can and cannot emote. If you are happy, nobody has the right to take that away from you. And that goes for somebody else. If you see a woman and a black man and a white woman happy, nobody has the right to take that happiness from them because that's they're two different interracials. You can't take that from them. That's their happiness. If they're happy together, let them be happy. That is the right to feel, the right to emote. If somebody feels that they are envious of another person, you don't have the right to take that envious away from them. But what you can do is teach them, talk to them, help them grow, help them learn. But you can't force that envious off of them because everybody learns and grows at their own pace. If everybody followed this and understood the message and applied it and lived by it, then we could have harmony. Then we don't got to worry about working 9 to 5. Okay, let me see if I can go back and also the right to feel, the right to emote. We'll go through all this stuff later, but the right to feel and the right to emote is a very powerful right. If a man, a homeless man, is saddened, you do not have the right to tell him to get over it. When you see black people complaining about slavery, you don't have the right to tell them to get over it because you haven't went through that. You haven't experienced what they've experienced. The daughter of a slave just died a couple of years ago, so slavery wasn't that long ago. The daughter of a slave just died. You can look that up. She died in 2015. She is the daughter of a slave. You don't have the right to tell somebody else to get over their emotions. Everybody learns at their own pace. You don't have the right to make people feel embarrassed. That's a violation. To make people feel embarrassed, to force them to feel shame. Everybody learns at their own pace. You have to let everybody go at their own pace. The right to feel, compliances. Everyone has the right to feel emotions. 2, every being has the right to feel the way they choose about a certain situation, event, outcome, or another person. Once again, you can't force people to change how they feel. They must learn on their own. You can help them. You can tell them right from wrong, but you can't force them or get mad at them because of how they feel. If somebody says you hurt their feelings, you don't have the right to say no because you don't know how they feel. Violations of the right to feel. You have no right to tell another being how they can or cannot feel. Never force emotions on another person. Embarrassment, shame, guilt, etc. 3, never suppress your emotions. Learn to open the Coca-Cola bottle loading on everyone else. Learn how to open yourself up when you're angry without bursting into anger or having burst here and there. Learn to open up without being mad at everybody, without getting angry, which comes through meditation and right effort. Right effort and meditation. Put emotions behind your work. When you do something, for whatever reason, put that emotion, that effort into it, and you will see the results. And uh, some things cannot be explained. They can only be experienced. If I was teaching a blind man about colors, telling him what the color purple looked like, it would be very hard for him to conceive that. He has to learn at his own pace. He has to experience it for himself. He cannot go about trying to conceive the color purple because he's never had no concept of colors. Some things can only be experienced, it can't be explained. So when you want to learn to control your emotions, meditate. Be as how I say be as the ocean. Let the water come. Let the ocean come. Let the ocean waves come and go. Come and go. Same thing with your emotions. That's why they're called emotions. Energy in motion. Let the energy come and let the energy go. Don't hold on to it. Don't push it away. Don't go out and look for it and desire it. Don't do none of those things. In fact, if you just want to be happy. Somebody asked Siddhartha Gautama Buddha, they asked him, what did you gain from meditation? He said, I've gained nothing, but I lost worry, I lost anxiety, I lost fear, I lost sadness. And this is how we can become through these seven rights of following the law. We too can become in perfect harmony with nature, with ourselves. We too can reach into higher dimensions, into higher atmospheres to become our greatest version. We can reach beyond our normal existence to become our greatest version, okay? Solar plexus is the right to do. All entities have the right to do as they please. Krishna says Arjuna has the right to work. We all do. We all have the right to work. But whatever we do, it should be selflessness. It should be done for others' benefit. Because if everybody gave to somebody else, everybody would have everything. But since everybody's taken from everybody, nobody has nothing. Everybody has the right to do as they please. Nobody on this earth can tell you what you can or cannot do. America got it right. They got it's called no, I'm sorry, it's in the Bible. The Bible says God created man with free will, and that's what this is, the right to do. Nobody can't tell you what you can or cannot do. Nobody can't tell you how you can and cannot act. That is your right to do as you please. If you choose to go play basketball, if you choose to wake up in the morning and play video games, if you choose to wake up and seek guidance or go get a math teacher, or if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, no one has the right to take those things from you. If that's who you are, that's who you are. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. No one has the right to take these from you or to force you to do something else. No one has the right to force you to do something you don't want to, and no one has the right to force you to okay, well, this my notes explained it better, so I'll read it from the notes. But anyway, compliances. All beings have the right. Hold on. All beings have the right to free will. With great power comes great responsibility. So some beings are very powerful. Like say somebody's as strong as Mike Tyson or a boxer, and their hands is registered, and they see a woman getting abused and she's asking for help. You have that responsibility to help. That's your responsibility because you have the power. You have the right to do as you please. But that doesn't mean you ignore the call of the help. That doesn't mean when somebody asks you for a helping hand, you ignore them just because you have the right to do as you please. You can still incur sin. And these are the violations of that incurrence of sin. Never force your will onto another being. Never take away another being's free will. Kidnappers, the government, for an example, like they tell you you cannot smoke marijuana. Never take away another being's free will. That's how you know who's evil with these things. You will know who is evil because of the things they violated, because of the things they say and the things they do. You will know who's evil because of their violations of the rights. Never make a being do something they don't want to do. Anyone who do this, anyone who violates these laws, you know who they are. 4. Never be reckless, harm, or torture any being. You have the right to do anything as you please. You have the right to free will, but that doesn't mean you go out and destroy other beings. That doesn't mean you go out and hurt somebody and beat them up. If another man is fighting another man who is defenseless, he has violated his right to do, and his right shall be violated too. That is the law of this world, the law of this the law of this reality. And that's how it works. This is I didn't these are not things I've made up. This is all from the creator. If you don't believe me, go out and violate, transgress the law, you'll see. Next we have the right to love. I don't know if I have the notes on this, but the right to love, like I was talking about earlier, it's almost as the right to feel, but the right to love is more of acceptance and trust. Nobody, hold on, let me see it. No, I don't. Oh, here it is. Nobody has the right to tell you who you can or cannot love. If you love that little white boy, or if you love that black woman, that's your right. If you're in love with an Asian woman, that's your right. Nobody can tell you who you can and cannot love, because everybody is on earth experiencing life the same way you are. You know, how can somebody, they can't even control their own masturbation, and they gonna tell you who you can and cannot love? They go home and jack off every day, and they're gonna tell you how you can live your life. You got to be better than that. You got to be stronger than that. You got to be greater than that. Don't let nobody tell you who you can and cannot love. There's many people in this world who lost their loved ones, or who lost somebody they really loved because they listened to other people. You don't let nobody tell you who you can and cannot love. Even with the gun in your face, you die for what you love. You have the right to love who you choose. Even homosexuals have the right. If they in love, they let them do their thing. However, a violation is to love something and take advantage of it, like a child, because you're taking advantage of that child. That's a violation. To love an animal, sexually love an animal, you are taking advantage of that animal. Those are violations. You cannot violate love and go be off with somebody and they don't have that knowledge of what's going on. They don't know you like that. They don't understand this life. And to love them and to force your love on them is a violation of the right to love. And when you rape, that's a violation of the right to love. When you arrange a marriage and you force your daughter to get married to this man because he's rich, that's a violation of the right to love. And if you keep violating people's rights, you can get into some very, very serious karma. And these ain't my rules. This is from the creator. Right to love, right to faith, right to acceptance. All entities have the right to believe as they please, whether they're Christian, Muslim, Hindu, whatever. If that's their right, if that's their faith, they have the right to believe it, and nobody can take that from them. Period. 1. All entities have the right to love. 2. All entities have the right to believe as they choose. 3. If one sincerely trusts you in their time of need, you're obligated to help. 4. All entities have the right to put faith into the religion, into their religion. Sorry. 5. The God they choose. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, they have the right to put faith into the religion and the God they choose. And I wanna clarify. I want to clear this up. If one sincerely trusts you in their time of need, you're obligated to help them. And that's because that is the right of love, the right to faith, the right to acceptance. If somebody trusts God enough to help them, God would help them. And you should follow that example. But sometimes helping don't mean giving. Sometimes helping means taking away, especially if they have a burden. Go back and watch my video, The Keys to Eternity. It explains a lot. Violations. Number 1, never force any entity to love another. Arranged marriage. Do not breed animals or arrange a marriage, because to force animals to breed is forcing their love or their sexual desires on another. 2, never cheat or commit adultery. Everything, I want to stop right here, but everything in existence, every virtue and vice is within the 7 rights. Whatever you can think of, if it's right or wrong, it will follow in this one of the categories of the 7 rights. Period. 2, never cheat or commit adultery. 3, never mistreat, abuse, or neglect love, friendship, family, or relationships. That's a violation of the right to love. And 4, never separate couples, friends, or family, or cause disharmony within those people unless they ask for your help to get out of that situation. But you never be Captain Save-A-Ho and you jump in the middle of something trying to be a superhero, and then you cause a disaster trying to be a hero, and now you made things worse for them. But all entities have the right to love. Don't let nobody tell you who you can and cannot love. We're going to get real deeper into these topics later. But right now, I want to give you all the gist of this. Let's see. The right to speak or the right to express. Nobody has the right to tell you to shut up. This is where America got it right. America did a lot of evil things, but this is where they're right. The right to express, the right to speak, or the freedom of speech. And every entity in this world has the right to speak and express themselves. That is the power of God. Animals and birds, they have the right to howl and hoot and cry, and they have the right to meow or whatever they want. That's their expression. That's their right to speak. And for you to take that God given right away from them, for you to take that away from them, that would make you a violator, one who follows the realm of the demons, which would you would incur sin and inevitably a final judgment, and it wouldn't be a very good one. But you have the right to voice your opinion, to speak how you truly feel. However, don't violate the right to speak. Do not violate your right to speak by telling others to shut up, by hiding the truth from them as well. Or also lying is a violation of the right to speak or to express yourself. You have the right to use God's power. Why would you lie with it? Why would you lie with it? To use God's power, to use his right, is to do amazing things. You can do amazing things. And if you see here in the corner, 1021, 1021, synchronicity. Okay, next we're going to go on to the third eye. And the right of the third eye is the right to observe, the right to perceive. Everyone has the right to perceive and observe reality as they choose. Everybody has the right to see as they choose to see. Okay, so if there was a man and he was hiding something from you, like everybody has the right to see. And here's an example: the government hides so much from us, secret technology, all those things. You have the right to see what they're doing because if they end up fucking up, it can mess up the whole world. It can mess up your reality. It can mess up your life. That CERN machine, it can mess up everything. You have the right to see what they're doing. And the fact that they're hiding that is a violation. You know who they are. But just because people violate don't necessarily mean they're a bad person. They could be confused. They could be lost. That's why you have to have discernment. Have discernment. Just because somebody violate one of the rights don't mean they're a bad person. They could simply be confused and lost. So be careful who we must be careful who we judge. Be careful who we condemn because not everybody are bad people. Now, the last one is the crown chakra. And the right of the crown chakra is the right to know. Right here, the right to know. You have the right to know what is going on in this world. You have the right to know how to be a doctor. You have the right to know how to make your life better, which is why I'm making this video. If since you have this knowledge, if anybody else wanted to learn how do they become their perfect version, they have the right to know. If you hide it from them, that's a violation. If you refuse to give it to them, that's a violation. If you give them knowledge that's none of their business, that's a violation. If you if you give somebody knowledge that you know that would destroy them and it don't benefit them, that's a violation. If you tell somebody or give someone knowledge to improve their situation, like the seven rights or dharma, or even Jesus maybe, that it would be compliance with the law. That's in compliance with the law. You're doing the right thing. That is what we are supposed to do. Help one another. If everybody followed these rights, these seven rights, the world would be a much, much better place. But since we have people who, they just want to go out, they want to do their own thing, they want to just be selfish. But we must always continue and to remember to practice non selfishness. And we must always respect the seven rights. This is the law of nature, the right to live. Everything has the right to live. Nobody has the right to take someone else's life because they're hungry. Two, the right to feel. Nobody has the right to tell you how you can and cannot feel and force you to feel embarrassment or they make you feel shame. That's a violation and they will get karma. The right to do. Everybody on this earth has the right to free will. God gave you free will. Now use it and be responsible with it. You have the right to do whatever you like. That doesn't mean you go out and do something stupid. Don't go out and you do something that you'll regret. Don't go out and do something that'll cause others harm. Four, everybody has the right to love, believe, and accept as they choose. Everyone has the right to faith. If somebody tell you you can't be with her because that's a white man, whether you a man or a woman, if somebody tells you you can't be with him, he's black, he's Asian, he's Hispanic, that's a violation. They cannot tell you who you can and cannot be with, whether they don't like it or not, whether they love it or not. If you and him love one another, that's all that matters. But when you take advantage of those who are younger than you, who don't understand, for an example, like animals, they don't understand this reality like we do. And to take advantage of an animal or a child, that's a violation. And you will get karma. Throat chakra. The right to speak, the right to express. Everyone in this world have the right to express who they are. You don't have the right to tell somebody to shut up because they believe they're a Hebrew Israelite or they accept the fact that they're Hebrew Israelite and they go in the corner and they speak. But then when those same Hebrew Israelites, they tell others to shut up and they curse them, it don't matter what God they worship. They could worship a billion gods or one God. He could be the weakest or the strongest. If they violate any right, they will get karma. And that goes for any entity who violates the divine right to speak. God has given you that right to express yourself. Who can tell you to shut up? Who? Who can tell you to be quiet? God has given you that right to speak. Third eye, the right to see, the right to observe, and the right to express. I'm sorry, the right to perceive. I'm sorry. The right to perceive, the right to observe, and the right to see. The right to observe is to smell, taste, touch, hear, listen. That is the right to observe your six senses. Nobody can tell you what you can and cannot. Those instincts are bad. Get them out your house. They're wrong for that. They don't have that right. Now, if you're in their house or their personal space, obviously you should respect that and not just go through their, believe you have the right to observe and go look at everything because some things ain't your business. And in actuality, that would be a violation. You have the right to perceive reality as you choose. If you say clowns are scary because that's how you see it, can't nobody tell you otherwise. If you wake up in the morning and you say, I observe reality as a simulation, as a matrix, a hologram, and let them call you crazy. But for them to tell you, you better change your perspective, your observations on life, that's not how you should go about it. They would get karma for that. That's a violation. Observe. Just because you have the right to observe don't mean you observe what you want, what like when you observe reality, observe with the truth. Go to the truth. Observe with eyes of righteousness, not with eyes of desires. And last but not least, the right to know. All entities in existence have the right to know what's going on. When the government is hiding things from you, you have the right to know because you live on this planet. They are violating your right to know. You know who your enemy is when they violate these seven rights. All entities have the right to know, unless it's none of your business, like what goes on in your next door neighbor's house, with how him and his wife do their thing. That's none of your business. To have a desire to know what goes on over there is a violation. If you don't believe me, live your life with these violations, and everybody will see the power of the one true God. Their karma will be on their hands. I am going to come back with another live video, and we're going to talk about some very deep, interesting topics. I have a lot of new knowledge and a lot of new interesting topics. How to reprogram the human mind, how to become your greatest version, how to reprogram reality, how to break out the matrix, how to turn into a metahuman. Obviously, you can't do it instantly because everything comes with time. Even working out at the gym, you can't get big muscles in 3 days. It comes with time. I have so much new knowledge. Quantum mechanics. I'm coming out with a video on the flat Earth. I am coming here to give you all new intelligence, new enlightenment, how to become your perfect version, all these things. But in the meantime, I want you to meditate, 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 because we're all in this together. We have to make this world a better place. We have to come together now, or it's never going to happen. So, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, you must remember, if we do not do something about this reality, it will change forever. It will never be the same. And we will suffer. Our children will suffer. Our friends and our family will suffer. And it will be because you wanted to party. You wanted to watch video games on YouTube. You wanted to listen to music and dance around the house. We can have all those things, but first comes business. Then comes your reward. Remember these seven rights. If everybody obeyed them, I'm telling you, the world would be something different. Peace and stay blessed, everybody.